You know, one thing, I don't know if anybody watches Uncle Tony's Garage on YouTube. I'd recommend him. He's great. Got a lot of just old school wisdom about building cars and building hot rods and stuff in general. But, you know, the one thing you never see on those shows is you see him roll in this old crusty car, and then it's like, bam, it's getting painted. Bam, here's the big expensive $20,000 motor, blah, blah, blah. Look at that, us. Look how cool we are. But what they don't show off screen is the intern who spent like 20 hours going through and taking each bolt, these are the ones back here I'm done with, and running them through the god dang wire wheel to get all the oil and crud and crap off of them. Get them ready to go in the next car. So that's really what a lot of this is about. A lot of it's checking parts, making sure they're okay, cleaning stuff up so it looks right when it goes back in the car. I mean, that's the stuff that takes time. So, I don't know. What are you guys doing? What are you up to on your car? Audio sync. Clap. Alrighty, we're back on the engine because I reviewed what I shot and I was blocked. So we're just going to look here real quick. Here's what I was talking about with cruise. It should be able to go into this third hole here allocated for different types of transmissions that Street Demons could go on. The other thing I wanted to mention on it, as I forgot, is that it is going to have a 2.5 dual exhaust all the way out the back, clean, with just a couple of Flow FX mufflers. Nothing too fancy, but it should be rumbly and nice. We did go with Thornton manifolds just for packaging purposes. With the power level that this engine's making and with the free-flowing exhaust, headers are not going to make a difference, whether they're shorty or full long tubes. So we went ahead and decided to just run these Thorley? Trying to remember, let me look over here. I can never remember. Thornton. They have a special aftermarket cast of the Oldsmobile manifolds that delete the crossover pipe. That would usually go in here, and that's actually just cast blocked. And then you get true duals. So just cleaner packaging, easier to deal with than the G-bodies. I'm tripping over a bunch of stuff, about to fall over. So here's where we're at with the car. We're slowly removing things. I do have whole brand new ball joints and everything for up front, new suspension, a lot of new bushings and things of that nature. I'm just buttoning up and cutting everything out of the engine to get it out of my way. I've pulled everything off of it that I'm going to reuse. And right now we're underneath disconnecting the trans. I'll go around the other side here, take a look at the interior. Getting a good look at my shop today and how much of a mess it is. Whew, we just got stuff everywhere. Here's the headliner that's going to go in. I've just finished bonding it and now I'm just letting it dry. Brand new piece of ABS. The original was just completely shot. So here's the interior. We do have a dash kit we're going to put in. You know, love or hate dash kits, they do a really good job of cleaning up these older vehicles. It's getting harder and harder to go through the junkyard and try to find original dashes, and if you've ever had to pull and replace one, let me tell you, you'll love dash kits. I can just tell you that as someone who's put dashes in these old cars, dash kits are the way to go. So there's a lot of internet warriors out there that want originality and stuff, but a lot of them I don't think have ever messed with pulling a dash in one of these old cars. We've rebuilt the sunroof. We've replaced the fabric on the slider for the sunroof. And for rebuilding, like, we went through it, completely re-greased it, resealed it, all that good stuff, and we've got it dropped back in and ready to go. It's going to go with the factory stereo. We're going to put that back in there, and we're going to reuse the factory AC system. Seems to be functional. It was very low on pressure when I got it. We're just going to go through it and O-ring it, maybe put a new screen in it and charge it and put it back in. I think it should work just fine. You know, the nice thing is the first G-body I've worked on, and I can tell you, I love the fact that two guys in 2 hours can pull this front clip completely off and get it out of the shop, and they just make these things a joy to work on. Wish more cars were like that. Just that that really tickled me when we were able to get that completely out of the way and be able to work on this thing quickly. So that's an update on the olds. You know, I don't really know when it's going to be done. We're hoping in the next month or two, weather and everything stays on our side. The hard part about working on this car is that I do have this little shop. It's all that fits in there. So I have to kind of choreograph everything in and out so that we get good time where the car is not out in the weather too long while we are working on other projects and in between. So anyways, any questions, let me know. Anything on parts that I may have forgot of while I'm talking will probably go down in the comment section below, so be sure, the video description, excuse me. So be sure to check the video description if there's a part or piece or something that you're looking for. Feel free to hit me up with any questions on this build or any ideas or something I'm doing that you think I could do better, because I don't have an ego here when it's not my vehicle. I just want to do it right. So, like I said, please like and subscribe and share if you like it. Tell your friends. Like to do more of these. So, anyway, have a good day. All right, well, got the car back in the shop and started going at it with a wire wheel. I probably should have took a before video, but this thing was absolutely disgusting. So now we're going through and wire wheeling it. I'm removing the suspension pieces that are all being replaced. We're going to start on that today. See how far we get, and then we're going to spray all this black real quick just to clean it up, make it look a little nicer. It won't look great, but it'll protect it from rust and look a little better than it does now. So here we go. Working on ball joints and trailing arm, and whole new things getting replaced. This whole thing is pretty shot and loose. I like to keep and pull the old one in one piece, and then I can just about eye the correct alignment with measurement, at least enough to get it going down the road. Alright, we're getting ready to put the engine in today, and here is our 200R4 from Monster Transmission. Getting the torque converter full. They recommended putting a cord on it before we made it up, so we will do that. We'll put a cord in it and then try to decide if I should put the torque converter on the transmission and then stick it on the engine and then throw the bolts in that way, or put the torque converter on the engine and then made it to the transmission and then put the bolts in that way. So that will be fun to figure out. Anyway, well, that's going to be about it for this video. Painted the frame up. We dropped in the new suspension, which I also painted just to make things look nice. It's definitely not perfect, but I think it's just my OCD. I wanted to paint it. So I got the lower ball joints popped out, and the upper ball joints popped out as well, and they're replaced. Lower ball joints, I don't have a big enough tool, and I was fighting issues getting it pressed in, and I ended up actually, I threw them somewhere, but I ruined the new ball joints. So I've got new ones coming in and a better tool, press it in. The bummer is because of the coronavirus, they won't be here till next week, and I was hoping to reassemble this front end and stab the motor and transmission in this weekend, but that's not going to happen. So hopefully I'll get some time next weekend and we can get that done.